Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Keep This in Mind, brought to you by SpectHealth.com. And I am super grateful today. I am actually blown away. I've been watching the sales numbers on my book, Old Dog's New Tricks version 2.0. And we are the number one new release in Christian business on Amazon. So thank you so much. We're still pushing and trying to get this thing out to as many people as need it, looking for the people that are looking for us, because I believe this book has a great deal of impact and a great deal to say to the audience. And so I'm kind of circling back around to last Tuesday. We had a great show with Omar Medrano, and it was really sad that technical difficulties kept us from being able to share that the way we wanted to. And as someone who's in some way responsible for the book that I wrote, because his book, What If It Did Work, was one of the things that got me off of dead center and said, let's get this thing across the finish line. So he's got that. He is the vacation CEO, because that's the title of his book. And he's going to talk to us about his book, my book, and how to do the grind to where you truly can become a vacation CEO. So let's welcome Omar Medrano. How are you, sir? You are muted, by the way. It says you've muted yourself. Yep, you're still muted. It says guest has muted themselves. Gotta love live. Here we go again. That's fine. Let's see. Yeah, the thing says guest has muted themselves. So if you want, you're not muted at all, showing on your side. That is so weird. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, folks. Why don't you go ahead and click out and click back in, and I will add you to the interview again.
Okay,
Oh, there you are. There you
sounds
are.
good.
You're here. You're here.
Really?
Yeah, we can
All
hear
right,
you now.
I'm somewhere.
You're somewhere. I don't
Yeah,
know.
literally.
All right.
Trust me, when it comes to technology, I don't touch a thing. That's why when you said I muted myself, I hold my breath. The only thing I know how to do is turn something on.
There you go. Well, it's Valentine's Day, so turning something on is probably one of the goals, right? Or was.
It depends on who or what you're trying to turn on.
So, Omar, I kind of led into it. I know that we both have books. You've got more than I do. You've got your book. What if it did work? Was an inspiration for me, and that really kind of got our relationship going a little bit more, to where you were like, David, it's time to get this thing across the finish line. Because and I believe mindset wise, a lot of people think about all the things that could go wrong, and so I just kind of want us to talk to the audience a little bit about any project. What is the thing that holds us back, and what is the thing that we can do, the practical things that we can do to help get a project or something across the finish line when all we think about is what could go wrong.
Well, speaking to you for the first couple of times, just like most people, it's all in there. You were preparing. You wanted everything to be perfect. I'm going to revise this book. I'm going to. It's through revisions. I need to edit it for the 100th time. I want this to be Margaret Mitchell's Gone with the Wind. This is going to be the next War and Peace. You see, everybody keeps on saying they're preparing, instead of taking action. It's not really procrastination. It's just this fear of either failure or fear of looking bad. And, you know, you have one more book now than 99% of the people out there. It's like running a marathon. Less than 1% of the people will ever do it. But everybody says, I'm going to, or I have an amazing story. No, you don't. Until you actually write one page, one word, one paragraph. It all starts with doing something.
Yeah,
So
I
you
believe.
had it all there. You just needed to, release it already.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, the way everything played out, and I'm sure you felt this too. The last 10 yards were like the toughest because yeah, writing the manuscript, yeah, that took a lot out of me emotionally. But they're the vast majority of books right now are being self-published, and so when you self-publish, unless you're have the money to hire a company to do the work, you're reformatting the manuscript. You're doing the ebook version. You're designing the cover or redesigning the cover because you added 5 pages and it made the spine thicker. So that last leading up to a launch day really does feel like the pins and needles. Again, I don't know what childbirth feels like, but everybody keeps talking about how getting a book out there is kind of like childbirth. Again, I don't claim to know how it feels. All I know is that the anxiety and stress level of the project really does take place in that last 10 yards before the finish line.
Self-publishing is like being an entrepreneur. You have to wear every hat. And we don't have a self-proclaimed publicist. We don't have the publishing house behind it. And it's also due to the fact that we are writing nonfiction. If it was a book about dragons, if it was a book about a billionaire into bondage or dinosaurs or whatnot, it'd be anybody would pick it up because everybody wants to be, they want to check out. But no, completely, man. It's the hardest part. And I remember telling people for months and months, my book was done. I just needed the final edit. But my my editor had her husband was going through health issues. So, I at times you just held up. But, as long as it's released, eventually, all my book is looking for is to help people, to help improve their lives, to shed the point A so they can be the person who they were always meant to be. We were always meant for so much more, but so many people we lose ourselves by just checking out and saying it is what it is.
Yep, and I would say that this translates into any big thing that somebody tries to do. Whether it's a health transformation, whether it's fitness, business, relationships, that we can paralyze ourselves by thinking of all of the things that we feel like have to be accomplished before we take action. You and I have both heard the term analysis paralysis, and that really comes into play. One of the things that I think it was Vaynerchuk that used to say that I really started to grab onto because I am a recovering perfectionist is 80% is good enough. Launch and tweak. You've got it 80% done. Get it out there, get the feedback. And that's really what software companies do. My book is 2.0 because 1.0 sucks, right? The 1.0 version of anything is terrible. It's glitchy. It has bugs. The screen freezes up on you. But that patch comes out or that 2.0 version comes out, and all of a sudden they've got the feedback and such. So I want you to speak to for a minute to that person out there who has something inside of them that they know they're supposed to be doing or supposed to be getting out, but yet they're trying to wait until it's perfect. What would you say to that individual?
Apple's not perfect. That's why they keep on relaunching, fixing bugs left and right because we're not perfect. We're always evolving. There, the only person that was perfect walked on water, and he's not amongst us right now. He will one day, and you can't walk on water. So just believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, do it. What's the worst case that can happen? Dave, what would have been the worst case scenario if only two people bought your book, three people bought your book? You know what? It's out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there. Eventually, somebody will pick it up. And what's to say that one, two, or three people, it doesn't completely change their life? Everybody says, well, I want to write a book, but, I want to be the next R.L. Stein. I want to be the next Stephen King. There isn't a next Stephen King. There isn't a next Chuck Palahniuk. There isn't a next Grant Cardone. Be the best version of who you are. And, everybody wants to say, well, why am I going to run a marathon if I'm not going to win? Well, why won't you want to, go through that proverbial wall, climb
Hmm.
through obstacles, win on your own terms? We're not all designed to be great athletes, but you can do great things.
Yes, and I would also say back to you're talking about don't want to be the next Cardone, don't want to be the next J.K. Rowling, if you will. Um, there are 7 billion people on planet Earth, and in the United States, gosh, I haven't seen the census number. What are we looking at? 300 million, 600 million, some crazy number. Whatever you touched just muted yourself, by the way, and I lost your video. So, but I'm gonna follow up with what I'm. There you are. You're back. Yay. Anyway, there are plenty of people who need what you have, and it doesn't have to be quote unquote the masses. That I had somebody tell me one time. They were like when I was telling them who the book was for, and basically who my coaching is for, because I tell people all the time I'm really looking for people who are like me. People are hitting their mid-season stride, if you will, and need a little help to elevate themselves into the second half. And they're like, wow, that's a really tough market. Maybe you should look at different market. And I'm like, no, there's plenty of people who are looking for me that I can help. Yeah, they're a tougher sell because I was a tough sell. But at the same time, they're also the ones that need it the most, in my opinion. The as far as health goes, the stay at home mom who used to hit the gym until she had kids, she's a pretty easy sell on health and fitness. It's the CEO type that worked his tail off up until age 40, and feels like he let everything else in his life go. That's the guy I'm talking to, or the guy that's like, I've earned the right to not have to work at this. He's the guy that I'm going to go, is he a tough sell? Yeah, but you know what? If he transforms his life or she transforms her life, she has such a broad spectrum of influence to help transform other lives. That to me, that's why I said old dog, new tricks. Let's take what we know, the principles that are timeless, and be able to apply them in a new way so that we can lead better, lead ourselves better, lead others better. So I believe that it's if you have something inside of you that needs to come out, that your experiences in life thus far, or the knowledge you've gained, you almost are obligated to share it in some form or fashion with the world. And that world may only be the world that's looking for you. It may be, like you said, if only 2 people buy it. Here's the advantage. Number one, you've impacted 2 lives. And number two, you've gone through the exercise of writing a book, starting a blog, doing a podcast, putting yourself out there, getting on a stage. You have strengthened that muscle. You don't win a marathon. You don't run a marathon day one. You walk around the block day one and work yourself up to a 5K and work yourself up to a marathon. But it starts with the first walk. You're muted. It's not saying you're muted on your end. Let me see what I can fix on this end. Hold on. No, it doesn't. Yep, it is straight up muted. I don't know why we have issues with technology. Uh-uh. If you wanna go out and come back in, we can.
Then,
There
how,
you
how
are.
about now?
Now you're on. Yeah.
Uh, I, every time I just stand on one foot and hold my breath for 5 seconds to try to get
I got a
myself
feeling
back on.
it may be a
So maybe
signal. You never know because now you're a little bit out of sync, but I think it'll be fine on the recording. So yeah, talk to that person that got
that's okay.
the muscle.
What was the question again? Because you threw me off with
I'm sorry.
nobody can hear
I
me.
said you don't run a marathon on day one. You walk around the block. Talk about the person that needs to work that muscle. That they have that they know that they're bound. They have something great inside of them, but they got to start.
You all, everybody's programmed for greatness. You just have to start. And there's no microwave to success. You have to look at what can I do right this second. No, you cannot run a marathon. I, I mean, when I signed up for my first marathon, I'm like, how the heck am I going to run 42 kilometers, 26.2 miles? No, you can't. But if you focus on just being gradually a little bit better every single day, and if you commit and you keep on stacking win after win after win because you're doing the work on a consistent basis, then yes, you won't see the result. It's like losing weight. You can start right now by believing in yourself, by forgiving yourself. Yeah, I'm sure everybody ate the Whitman samplers or the Godivas or, you know, the chocolate covered perfect husband and all that goofy stuff. And you could have eaten all that crap. Why are you going to wait till next year because you're going to say you're an even year person? No, throw it all away, forgive yourself, and let's start today. Yes, it's a Wednesday, it's a wacky Wednesday, it's a hump day. But you know what? If you're on Gilligan's Island or if you're with Wilson, the volleyball, you wouldn't know what day it was anyways. So why not start now? Why wait? Everybody keeps on pushing things off. Well, I want to become healthier. So you're going to gain another 10, 15, 20 pounds right now until the end of the year? You're going to make your work, you're going to make everything harder on yourself? No, it makes zero sense, but that's how people live their life. And yes, what you do is you commit to something, you write it down, you commit action, and you stick with it. And you know what? Yes, you're going to fall, you're going to have setbacks, but setbacks are just there because you're going to have even bigger comebacks.
Yes, let's talk about that for a minute because as a health coach, which in any coaching, you know this, Omar, that it's not a straight line, right? There's bumps in the road, there's setbacks. But I want to talk about the difficulty of transformation. You know, it's easy to do something for a short period of time, but when you're talking about completely changing your life in some way or your business in some way, you know, this could be health. You know, hey, I'm a fat guy that's not wanting to be fat anymore, and I don't eat vegetables, so I'm now I got to eat vegetables, and I got to do this the rest of my life, and I can't mentally get from here to there. Or maybe I'm the business guy that's I hate my boss. I've been working for somebody all my life. I want to make the leap into ownership, but I can't mentally make the leap there because I've never had those responsibilities. Let's talk about the mindset shift that has to take place before the action really begins to click for that person who needs transformation.
The mind shift, one has to, okay, what usually happens is they want the cyber hugs. They want everybody to give them the kudos. But then the work starts, the work begins. And success is lonely. Every goal, you're there, you're doing the work by yourself. It wasn't like I was with your at your word processor or typewriter saying, "Go Dave, go Dave, go Dave, go. Let's write this book. Let's write this book." And that's what people say. Well, I need an accountability partner. Well, if you need somebody to wake you up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. and make sure you're up, then you know you need a hell of a lot more than an accountability partner. You need a swift kick in the nuts. I mean, that's that's for all intents purposes. It's easy. Life is so easy, but we complicate things. How do I? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to do. But you do know how to do all the negative things. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody was taught how to go buy cigarettes. I don't think anybody was taught how to supersize a meal, but yet everybody figured that out on their own.
Yeah, I would echo that as well. I mean, doing the work is just doing the next step, right? You're going to do something today. You know, I had somebody that I actually had a lot of somebodies that were just like, but Dave, it's National Pizza Day. And I'm like, so? It's a national
It's
something day
always
every
something
day,
day.
right? You know, so
Every day is a new holiday.
it's
We
Valentine's Day.
created. Yeah, think about it. Super Bowl Sunday, Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh, all together.
Yeah.
And then it's Mardi Gras season. Holy smokes! Let me just start on Ash Wednesday, on the 21st. Let me just check out. Let me just drink up a storm. Let me just eat up a storm. Let me just spend money. You
Yeah.
know, there's always something. Tomorrow's Thankful Thursday. I'm thankful that it's happy hour, and then it's Friday, and then oh my gosh, Friday it's awesome. I'm going to be stealing happy hours. Oh, but there's no football. But there's Netflix. There's something brand new. There's that Pamela Anderson documentary. I mean, we didn't know anything about her and Tommy Lee in the 1990s that we're going to learn now. So we're going to learn something amazing
Yeah.
through it. People want to check out and like, well, wait, what, and you'll see Friday the people that are already checked out. What can somebody give me a recommendation on how to waste my weekend? What can I binge watch?
Right.
Why don't you binge watch your priorities?
There you
You know,
go.
I'd be too embarrassed to post that. To post, I am wasting my weekend so that on Sunday night, I can post, oh my gosh, tomorrow's Monday. I can't believe it. And Monday, oh, I'm having a bad case of the Mondays. They live this over and over for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years
Yeah.
of their life.
And let's talk about the other side of that, because if you know to be to get past that, they think that they have created this comfort, or they need this, or it's stress relief. But what I have found is the people who get past the need for that, who step into something else, that they don't have to binge Netflix to escape, are really happier and have found more freedom between the ears and in their life than those that are stuck in that rut. So I would say, and I kind of want your thoughts on this, that that is the big lie, that you need to Netflix and chill. The big lie is that you need to check out for so long, or the big lie is you need to stress relief in this way.
Well, Netflix and chill. What about the people living during the bubonic plague, or any type of plague when millions of people were dying? Oh well, I decided just to read a good Dickens novel. No, man, things happen. Or caveman days where Fred Flintstone, Wilma, Barney. I'm just gonna chill in the cave. No, idle thoughts, idle minds, laziness, comfort. People were concerned about the corona. Comfort kills more than corona ever will. Comfort kills dreams. Comfort kills drives. Comfort kills everything.
Mm.
The reason why there's Valentine's Day, the reason why you saw lines out the door at Pandora, at the mall, buddy, Valentine's Day is always the same day of the year. Why are you waiting the last second? Why are you professing your love to your wife, your significant other, while 364 days you're watching ESPN? Why does it have to be posted on how much you're with your soulmate, even though you hate the woman or you hate the guy? You know, it's it. I've never posted Netflix and chill. Have I done it? Yeah. And when I do it, it means I'm not living in my purpose. I'm wasting away my time. Nobody knows how much time they have. If they literally had a countdown, this is a true story. A guy texted me 2 days ago saying he went to the oncologist, got a bone scan, and he only has 10 years to live.
Mm.
I'm like, you know what? 10 years is plenty. One, you can accept the diagnosis, but not the prognosis. But also, 10 years is more time than what most people, or a lot of people out there, we think we're all going to live to 100. At least now you have an expiration date, or a supposed expiration date, And you won't piss away days, years, months, quarters, like so many people, because they don't understand. You know, I'm like 5 months away from being 50. I wasn't thinking about that, when I was sleeping through high school 31, 32 years ago. But time goes by like that. And we're not Harlan Sanders. I've heard from so many people, well, Harlan didn't hit success till 65. Well, Harlan Sanders had a recipe for chicken. None of us have a secret recipe for chicken. And also, Harlan wasn't lazy. Harlan went out and busted his ass every single day. He failed, but he never stopped. He never stopped trying. But yet, everybody would be like, I'm only 50. I have another 15 years. No, you don't. You only have today.
I agree. And, if there's anything we could take away from today's show, it's that you got to take action. You got to get off your rear and go after whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing. And you have to get your mind right. You have to get your body right. You have to get things right now, because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. You don't know, you know, I think the biggest problem at the deathbed is regrets. And that's the last thing you want to end this life with, is regrets, because, oh, I should have done this, I should have made that call, I should have repaired that relationship, I should have started that business, I should, the should haves are killers. And I just believe and this is a recurring theme, not just with you, Omar, but with many people in this space, and that is action first, do it afraid, and don't have the regrets down the road.
Well, Dave, you said this is our third time. The other two technical issues or whatnot. Who cares? That's we tried two other times. Most people don't even try. Most people are like, well, how about if I have my own show? How about if I have a podcast? How about if nobody listens? I two point there's 2.8 million podcasts out there.
Yeah.
Well, that's 2.8 million people that at least tried, that had a voice, that had something positive to say, that wanted to put a message out. And it doesn't matter the downloads. I can give a crap if somebody has only one download or 100,000 downloads an episode. What are you doing? Are you living your life? Is this something you want to do? Are you sending out a positive message? Are you changing lives? Are you changing people's lives on a positive level? And you know what? Even if it's your podcast, even if your content is jokes and whatnot, hey, that's comedy is a great medicine. And as long as you're making people feel better, then amen. Bless your heart.
I agree. And with that, I'd like to just wrap it up real quick and give you a moment to talk about your book, Vacation CEO. It's available on Amazon. Do the work so you can quit the grind. And you have a lot of personal experience in here with regard to your time in the business world. What would you say to somebody who says, why do I need to read Vacation CEO?
Because so many people think they're entrepreneurs. Wrong. You bought yourself a job. You're working a job. If you can't take time out to spend with your loved one on Valentine's Day or any day, or you can't, your business owns you and it stresses you out. You you're a slave to it because it's like having that 40-year-old at home, your 40-year-old son that won't leave, that 30-year-old son that won't leave, that added stress. Everybody wants to go into business to have more time, more money. What usually happens is it's the opposite. It shows you how to be a leader and not a boss, how to scale, how to innovate, how to grow, how to finally live life on your terms. Vacation CEO is just a moniker given to me because people didn't see all the work that I put in when I was traveling with my ex-wife and my kids. I was lucky. I was always on vacation. I was always the vacation CEO. More importantly, it's Why don't you sacrifice a few years now so you can live the life that you were always meant to live?
That is an awesome, awesome message. And I have the book, and I've been reading it as of late, and it is everything that he says it is. I encourage you to go to Amazon right now and buy this book, because I do believe if you really do want to be an entrepreneur, this will give you the framework in order to do that. Omar, thank you so much for being on Keep This in Mind today on the Daily Show. I consider you not only a mentor but a close friend and a brother, and I just want to just thank you for being here today.
And one quick thing, a little double DP action. Get Old Dogs Utrix 2.0. I read it. I read the manuscript. I ordered it. You know, Amazon delivers tomorrow for me. What a great gift. That's a gift that keeps on giving for Valentine's Day. It's way better than anything else that's out there. It's better than the chocolates. It's better than, well, better than the strippergram that you might hire somebody. It is what it is. Way better than Fredericks of Hollywood. Read it, implement it, change now. Anybody can change. As long as you have sound mind, south health, and you're given today, you can make that change. Change your life for the best.
Thank you for the plug, Omar. Thank you all for tuning in today. And remember, applied knowledge is power. God bless.